Yes, good morning, wonderful people. Welcome to the program this morning. Yes, this is Bystanders at the Newsstands. I'm Christian Chuku. Yes, today is another day in the city of Lagos. Happy Easter celebration. This is Easter Monday, and we're here to get our reactions from the streets and also at the bystand on what is happening in the country. This morning, I'm at Abiodun Jango Street, and behind me you have the bystanders deliberating report that we have on newspaper headlines this morning. Once again, good morning. If you are online, please help us with the like button and also subscribe to Flip TV. Help us share so that we can get to other persons. I have the Vanguard newspaper this morning. I also have the Daily Sun newspaper, the Vanguard and the Daily Sun newspaper this morning. Kukah to Supreme Court, don't disappoint Nigerians. Kukah to Supreme Court, don't disappoint Nigerians. Tax Buhari, Tinubu on unity, corruption. You have fought a good fight, keep dreams alive. Priest urges Nigerians. That is Kukah. You have fought a good fight, keep dreams alive. Kukah urges Nigerians. We have beside the masthead of the Daily Sun, the Easter celebration. Osiba Joe, CGN, Kalu governors, others preach unity, love, hope, and sacrifice. Unity, love, hope, and sacrifice. That's what's being preached on this Easter celebration. Cardinal Okpaleke knocks CBN over Naira redesign. Don't allow economic political situation weigh down your faith in God. Bishop enjoins Nigerians. CBN total inflows to investors, exporters. Window hit $1.49 billion in March. Buhari, governors, Kalu, Federal Executive Council, others mourn as ex-Justice Minister Ajibola dies at 89. Yesterday, day of blood, sorrow in Lagos, Enugu. Gunmen kill, police injure others in Lagos. 15 burns to death in Enugu highway crash. And Enugu APC suspension of Namani, Chime others unconstitutional legal advisor speaking on that report. Vanguard is here this morning. Let's look at the Vanguard. Ex-AGF, Jibola dies at 89. Financial Vanguard, federal government initiatives on non-oil exports failing. And we have the main headline on the Vanguard this morning. Supplementary polls, opposition parties rally to seize control of National Assembly. I2 Guba, 5 senatorial, 31 reps and 57 state assembly seats. Opposition lawmakers elect speaker. Let's move on. Nigerians frustrated by election outcome. Bishop Kukah. Nigeria's oil production drops 2% to 1.517 million barrels per day. On the attack, tight security as worshippers congregate 10 months after. Tight security as worshippers congregate 10 months after. Let's move on. Gladys Oyabo, good morning. Monday, says, good morning, everyone. If you are watching us this morning, this is Bystanders at the Newsstands. Yes, let's move on. A few days to go for the APC to file their petition, yes, at the court to respond to the petition, and also soon I will be going to the Labour Party and Nigerians will be looking at what is going to happen at the tribunal so that the court can interpret what is happening currently. They can douse the tension on what is happening currently on the state of the nation. Let's move on. I have Oluwawan. Good morning, Oluwawan.
God bless you, Christian.
Blessed morning.
Yeah, it's a blessed be the
It's
hand.
a blessed day.
It's a blessed be the hand I give it. Than the one that take it. Happy Easter morning for everybody. Up and down and anywhere. Anywhere you are, give God the glory. I thank you for all of you. Our viewers, thank you for all of you that give money. And God will give you money. Because give money, God will give money. God will life. I represent Nigeria. I'm a Mafiso. Mafiso, citizen
of the country.
citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And
Nigeria
you're enjoying Nigeria.
life.
You're enjoying Nigeria.
No, Nigeria is bad, but enjoy God.
Okay, Nigeria is bad, but enjoy God.
Yes, Because God reign. He said, reign. Oh, Yahweh. Yahweh. He reign. Only God reign.
Okay, let's move on. This
Government no reign.
Let's move on.
Government fuck up.
Or will attack. Tight security as worshippers. That or will attack. They resumed yesterday. No, they resumed yesterday.
See, let me tell you one thing. Nigeria is a fair state. The government is a fair house. Buhari is fair. Bele Tinubu come on. Right the wrong.
Oluwa, give them a language.
Oluwa.
Give them a language.
West side will die. Let Tinubu come and right the wrong. Because wrong is established.
He's not yet president. No.
He's elected president. President elect. But the present one is a wrong. Yesterday, I discovered the paper house of Nigeria, the massacre Benue citizen. Kill people like that. Why like that? It's anniversary. Okay, where is he?
Thank you very much.
Forget the language.
Thank you. I have my pastor. Good morning, sir. Yeah, we are live this morning. Just get close to the mic a bit. Okay, we are looking at the paper headlines, and we want to start with the attack. Tight security as worshippers congregate 10 months after.
Thank God for it. Thank God.
Have we learned any lesson? Or?
Apparently, we've not learned any lesson. Okay? If there have been lessons to learn, when that church opened yesterday, did you see any security operatives around?
No, they were security in the area.
In the area. In the area, but not by the church. You understand? We've not learned any lesson. And you see, it is a cliche, a non-cliche that they said that it's only a madman that we expect a different result while doing the same thing.
Okay.
You understand? I am not saying, well, we want to say that it seems that we are not all right upstairs here in this country. It's painful. Because after such a thing had happened, you got the point. Look at Benue State. Yesterday again.
Over 100 now.
Over 100.
Within 3 days.
Oh. Which brings me back to the election. We have not learned any lesson at all. If not, the party that they claimed won the election shouldn't have even gotten a vote.
One vote?
Yes.
Are you looking at the party or the personality?
The party. It's not the personality that makes a party. It's the party that makes the personality. Is it not the party we are voting for?
Yeah, it's the party we're voting for.
It's the party we are voting
for. Also, look at the personality and consider.
I keep saying something. The man that they claimed won the election, you understand, is only being set up. It's only being set up for something nasty. And those who are setting him up, God will catch them.
Bishop Kukah says that Supreme Court don't disappoint Nigerians.
No, that's a foregone conclusion. Nigeria should brace up for a heavy disappointment. In fact, they shouldn't be disappointed because nothing good will come out of it.
You are not hopeful?
I'm not hopeful. The present judges are not those who have the courage to effect radical decisions. They don't have it. You get the point? They are establishment people. You understand? They would not like to. In fact, they don't have the zeal. They don't have the panache. They don't have the strength. The guts. You understand? The guts to rock the boat. And sadly, the boat needs to be rocked.
Yeah. But Nigerians are really eagerly waiting for that.
I want to tell Nigerians that they should remove their mind. It's unfortunate. I, as a person, when I look at the list of Supreme Court justice, I look at it, I say, tell me who is an activist there? Is it the Chief Justice? It's an establishment man.
Is he road driver? Even if his nephew, he is not. He was director of public prosecution for 20 and above years in Lagos State. So how can he now want to rock the boat? Is it Tara Ogunbiyi? All the other ones?
But there's pressure from international community. It might be televised live.
Whether they televise live, whether they don't televise live, they cannot rock the boat. It's a fact. They cannot rock the boat. It's impossible.
Okay, let's look at the Easter message. Our leaders are preaching unity, love, hope, and sacrifice. Are they living up to that? What they are preaching?
What's his name? The late Peter Tosh said, in one of the songs, said, I need equal rights and justice. There can never be peace without justice. The kind of peace that there is without justice is a peace of the graveyard. You understand? And you call me a pastor. Yes, by the grace of God I am. But I tell you that even our so-called God's general in this country are heavily compromised. So they cannot speak truth to authority. You understand? So forget whatever they are saying.
What you are saying now, I'm discouraged. Like we are in a mess.
We are in a terrible, deep shit.
There's no way out.
There is no way out.
So what is the way forward? What's the way forward?
Cancel Nigeria.
I need you to like explain more.
Because look, you know a stool. A stool. Let me use the analogy of a stool. Yeah. A stool has three. Okay, this thing now. This tripod now. If the legs are not equal, will it stand? No. Will it stand? The tripod that is Nigeria is not equal, so it cannot stand. It cannot stand. Let me bust your bubble. Do you know that if Nigeria splits today, in 5 years we will be willing to come back? You get the point? But the point is we need to split first. We need to what? Split first. Because if we don't split, we will still be rolling in this mess we are in. And the simple truth is because the tripod that is Nigeria is not balanced. You understand? I will tell you why in 5 years we'll be looking to come back. You understand? Number one, you get the point. No part of this country has everything that every other part needs. You understand? But apart from that, the sad reality is that we need to either break this country up so that when in 5 years time we now see that okay, so now we now come on equal footing, negotiate our coming back on level ground, not the one that is imposed upon us in 1914. The agreement of 1914 said that in 100 years time, that is about 2014, we can break. But those who say that the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable are liars. They are only telling lies. The unity of this country is like when the church says there's no divorce. Me, I say there is divorce. Because when a union is no more tenable, for crying out loud, split.
I'm not a pastor, but God hates divorce. God hates.
That is the God of the Old Testament. That is why even Christ placed a caveat. Even Christ placed a caveat that if in the process that there is adultery, that should be divorce. Nigeria is an adulterous relationship. Nigeria is an adulterous relationship. A parasitic relationship. Where monkey they walk, baby they shop. Now they said they want to do something. When they remove fuel subsidy, they're going to get $800 million to come and give palliatives. The one they did time, Who among you here got any power? Not to talk of deity. You get the point? Who amongst you here? Tell me, show me one person. I am challenging Buhari today. Show me one person you gave 5,000 naira to, and by the grace of God, I will change my religion. Let him show me. Who is fooling me?
So, from what you're saying, we are at a brickwork. Like, there's no going forward, no going back.
In fact, you see, we are what I call in between the devil and the deep blue sea.
It's from your analysis.
Yes. Anywhere we turn to, it's a crisis. It's danger. But then, you see, you cannot run away from our situation we are in. We have to confront it. We have to confront it. And whatever you see, a situation comes when there's this problem. You get the point? When you have a problem and this problem refuses to go, you confront it. Whatever happens will happen. We have got to that level.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Pastor. God bless
yes.
you. I like your
Odubo is my name.
Pastor Dumbo.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have Honorable Matthew. I don't call you Pastor now.
You are entitled to your opinion.
I don't call you Pastor so that it will not be a clash of.
You are entitled to your
I
opinion.
know the issue of divorce. You disagree with what he said.
No, it's not about disagreeing. It's about what do the Bible say about it. Because for me, I do not have opinion. The position of the Bible is my opinion.
Okay.
But I think he corrected himself by saying that there is a proviso. And the proviso is if the wife commit adultery, from the Bible point of view, you can divorce. But except there is a case of adultery.
Yeah.
The Bible says a man that married a woman that is divorced is committing adultery with her. So that must explain the reason the Bible says it's for
I think
better.
it's complicated.
It's not complicated. No, it's not. It's not. No. Even for the conversation, it's not complicated. If your wife have not committed adultery, you have no right in the face of God to divorce her. And if you divorce her without her committing adultery, she is still your wife in the sight of God. That is why the woman God met at the pool of Jacob. When Jesus Christ said, "Go and call your husband," she said she have no husband. Jesus said, "You have spoken well," because the woman have married up to 5 men, and she is under a man even as they were speaking. But that one is not a ripe husband in the calculation of God. So, except for the sake of adultery, a man that marries a woman that is divorced is committing adultery with her. That is the position of the Bible, and that is my opinion.
Okay, that is the opinion and the position of the Bible. This is a secular conversation. Let's move on. Kukah to Supreme Court, don't disappoint Nigerians.
It's good to ask the Supreme Court not to disappoint Nigerians, because don't forget that Nigerians do not have confidence
in what context now?
In the context that we are not comfortable with judicial system in Nigeria. In the context that there is a feeling that you may not get justice if you go through the Nigerian judicial process. So which other countries are you looking for?
Okay, because Nigerians, we have some persons protesting two different factions.
The reason you see people protest is that they don't have confidence in the judicial process. Because if they have...
Those that are protesting should not protest.
Because the alleged electoral brigandage favors some people. Because there are people who are greater beneficiary of the clinical, brigandage that was alleged that happened during the presidential election.
So who are the Nigerians? These people that are... Let's put Nigerians into context.
It's not about who is a Nigerian, it's about what is the right thing to do. It's about if there is a fraction. It's about who is supposed to address it. It's about you needed to get justice. You can't take away the fact that during the electioneering period, during the voting period, we had issue of voter suppression. We have issue of voter intimidation. We have issue of ethnic profiling. Have you asked yourself, have the authority been able to do the needful? So when you're talking about who is a Nigerian that needs justice or whatever, however you put it, you look at what is the right thing to do, who did not do the right thing, who is supposed to be the arbiter. Go and look at the woman of justice. That woman they blindfold. You see at the entrance of every court. They use that woman because they blindfold the woman because they give the woman weak balance. And the woman is not seeing anybody. He doesn't know who is involved. So that when he balance, he cut it. So that is how you dispense justice. And that is what Kukah is asking for. So I don't know the context we are looking at. Maybe you are proponent of the alleged electoral brigade. I don't know where you are coming from.
This is the second time you have started. This is your witch hunting. Let's move on. We have, now the National Assembly. I don't think we have an issue or court issue with the National Assembly. But the South is likely clinching the Senate seats. How possible is that?
You say likely. But let me quickly tell you that there is no rule guiding who.
You're a politician, you understand what I'm saying?
I may not. No, the issue is
the lobbying.
I do not have magic wand to discern your heart. And God has not spoken to me anything regarding what you have in your heart. But I know that the Bible said the heart of man is desperately wicked. So, so I don't know what actually you may be thinking right now. But what I want to say is, there's no.
What I'm thinking is like Buhari when he got in, he said the South didn't give him much votes. So participation in his government will be minimal.
Okay.
And also, Tinubu made a statement.
Okay.
He said, I've gotten your message.
Okay.
So I said, Kalu from the East, how likely is he going to get that Senate presidency?
Okay, I should speak like a political animal.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, Kalu as a person is influential in Nigerian politics. And Kalu as an individual is influential in the politics of APC. But again, I think there are so many factors that are going to play out in who becomes the Senate president. One, you don't take away the issue of religion. Because whether we like it or not, APC is not unaware that Christians are not comfortable with the Muslim ticket. It doesn't matter the opinion of anybody. Because the truth remains that if Obi did not contest this election, the effect of picking a Muslim ticket would have been more felt than what we have. Because the vote that would have naturally challenged that APC Muslim ticket was vulcanized. And it was shared among PDP and Labour Party. But having said that, I think it was not by coincidence that having chosen the Muslim ticket, APC started rooting for a Christian person to head the APC Presidential Campaign Council. And they finally settled for the governor of Lalong, Solomon Lalong. So I know if APC leadership have their way, they want to give the Senate presidency to an area where a Christian will emerge the Senate president. Okay. Because if you now have a situation where I quite agree with the school of thought that says that in conversation of this nature, it should be issue-based.
Competence.
That's
not competence.
You are talking of competence, issue-based, capacity, character, and all that. But don't forget that it doesn't matter anybody's opinion. If you had a president who is a Muslim, you had a vice president elect who is a Muslim, you have the chief of, you have the, you have.
It doesn't matter anybody's opinion.
You have what is it called? The
House of Rep.
I'm not even going to have a Rep. This man who is heading Judiciary. I don't know whether he's a Muslim or a Christian. I don't know. But if he's a Muslim, maybe you are now already having two arms of the government being controlled by the same faith, and if perhaps you give the Senate leadership to a Muslim, that is in itself saying Muslims have occupied all the public space, dominated everything. I read about a man of God today who said on his way out of country, he was arrested by DSS in Abuja. He said after pressure and prayer from well-wishers, he and the wife were released. But at the age, he's still in custody of DSS. So he said he's not going to divulge the allegation at this level because the aid is still with the DSS. But from what he said, he may not be unconnected with some prophecies that may have emanated from his person during in the build-up to the electoral campaign of the last election. So if you are not seeing things like that, and you are seeing all the political space dominated by one faith, are we not likely already seeing intimidation of the other faiths? I'm a Christian. I don't pretend about it, and I don't shy away from sentiment that has to do with Christianity. Whether you like it or not, there are some level of sentiment as a Christian, because we are in a secular society. I agree with you, but go and look at the grand norm, the constitution that is supposed to be guiding everybody in Nigeria. Christianity is not mentioned once in the constitution, and we have the other faith that is mentioned more than 30 times. And as a Christian, you want me to be smiling over that? You want me to be comfortable with that? I ask you, Mr. Christian. I don't pretend about it. I'm a Christian. And I want, if you are making the laws that guide everybody, you should accommodate my own faith.
So on that
now,
too,
in Nigeria, I'm coming. You have criminal code. You have penal code. In the north, in most states in the north, they operate with penal code, which is purely based on Sharia law. And in the south here, we are using criminal code. Does it mean Christianity do not have ways of interaction, relation that they would have adopted to use as their own code of criminal proceeding? So when you see Christians talking, you should know that if you do things in a secular society, you must have to balance it. So that's why I tell you that I'm a Christian. I cannot pretend about it. And if you do things I consider not right, I will say it. Just like as we saw this government, this serious lopsided appointment skewed against a particular ethnic group when it comes to security positions. We have been speaking about it since the inception of this government.
And we have had Christian justice and bar chairman, NBA bar chairman.
That one is an independent body.
One of the justices
we are talking about
of the Judicial Commission, justices, head justice.
No.
Christians.
We are talking about
the Constitution.
No, we are talking about head of government. There is no argument if you go through the rank and file of judges. You find Christians, you find Muslims. There's no argument about that. We are talking about a situation where Constitution recognizes the hands of government. And if you go and look at the spirit and letter of the Constitution, when it talks about federal character, that federal character should not be limited to ethnicity alone.
Should not be.
Yes, that's why I say go and look at the spirit and letter of the Constitution. Because in the spirit and letter of the Constitution, it's talking about one ethnic group not dominating the whole public space. Now, go and look at Switzerland. They have 4 major ethnic groups. And when they do their government, they make sure they accommodate all the major ethnic groups. I think Germans have 65% of the population. French, also have about 18%. And if they do their government, they balance it in such a way that they have a council that accommodates all the interests of ethnic groups. That is why in our constitutional provision, there should be need to review our constitution. Because until you review it to accommodate everybody, that is why when people talk about rotational presidency, I think it's the way to go. Because as a country, you look at what works best for you. You don't borrow a system of governance and imbibe it, license and hookah. Areas you know you need to modify to suit your own system, you modify it. If you have a rotational presidency where, apart from the rotational presidency, you have vice president from other 5 geopolitical zones that is having the president for that round of governance, I think it will be better. If, for instance, you say it's the turn of the Southwest, and as the Southwest is taking a shot at the presidency, let all the other 6 geopolitical zones have one vice president each. And as they elect them, this one run his own first 4 years, he stepped down. The other vice president step in, he runs another 4 years, he stepped down. The one that stepped down becomes vice president again in the list of in the community of the vice presidents. We should look at what works best for us. Because what we are looking at, how do you coexist peacefully as a people without rancor, without acrimony, without anarchy and all that?
Okay,
because
let's look at the way forward. Let's look at the way forward.
The way forward is to address the root cause.
How?
How you are asking is to amend the constitution.
How?
We need a people's-oriented constitution.
How do you amend the constitution?
How you amend it is one. Why you amend it is one. We had Comfort the other time. Comfort agree with you may not have the potency, legal potency. But as a government, you have a way of pushing it through the National Assembly, for National Assembly to adopt it. And once they adopt it, they implement it, it becomes a law. So if you are not satisfied with the Comfort when it pass, summon your own sovereign national conference or call it whatever name. But the aim should be to address the issue of Nigeria as a people, where all interests will be represented, so that any concern you get from that process becomes people's-oriented constitution. Otherwise, you continue seeing this acrimony, rancor. Look at the situation with Benue State. We thought we were heaving sigh of relief. Look at what is happening in Benue State. 50-something persons killed by alleged Fulani herdsmen.
Alleged.
Yes, before you know, there's another allegation of 30-something persons being killed in IDP camp by the same Fulani herdsmen. No, it's an allegation. But if you address all the root causes, you have ranches built the way they're supposed to be built. You would have addressed the issue of host communities, this perennial issue of host communities and Fulani herdsmen clashes. So many things will be addressed. So the foundational issue is address the constitutional condition. Let us have people's-oriented constitution.
Okay, lastly, CGID set up new president. That's the president. NBC over 5 million naira fine imposed on China's TV.
I think it's good somebody is challenging that fine. Because just as I listened to part of Wole Soyinka's speech, that even as the anchor of the program where Baba Ahmed was making that assertion, the anchor, I think Shea Wakibaloyi, was making an effort to caution him. So why then do you now fault the media house of expression of an adult? So I'm happy that Syrup is challenging it. Let us see court make a pronouncement. I'm happy about that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Matthew. I have Edonobi Lagos. They're on white this morning.
Yes.
I like your attire.
We have to celebrate Easter.
God will help me.
And I want to thank Nigerians. I want to thank even you, my brothers, who encourage us. And I want to thank Voice Communication. I want to thank my sister, Yerima. I want to thank everybody. Thank those who are watching us abroad. May God bless you, help you. Who believe, who still think they still have people, human beings like us, to despise out Nigeria's government. We don't have government. Okay. For me, there's no government. People like you who always encourage us, so we must thank you people. May God lift you up. May God thank you. We live long. We are not going to die the way the government thinks. Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, Bishop Kukah to Supreme Court. Don't disappoint Nigerians.
Hey, that is a word. That is a signal. That is a signal to the Supreme Court. But the way I've seen things, Supreme Court cannot deliver good judgment.
No, let's not.
They cannot. You know why? Already Southeast, South, Northeast, all the political jungle are now fighting for their political survivor. Those who lose election are now fighting for posts, Senate president, speakers. Abi, nobody is, even the OB Labour Party, they remove their chairman, bringing somebody else. PDP, the same thing. It's like the court matter is not ready anymore. Court have not even started. Can you not imagine?
A few days, I think.
A few days. Court have not even started. Everybody is now looking for minister.
Group endorsed Kalu for Senate president.
Senate president.
Yeah, group endorsed Kalu for Senate. So they
that is the whole community, your people. That's your people. We are talking about court. They are asking for Senate president. That's what I'm telling you. Do you think the court will work? Because the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Sir Yoruba man, which you know, I don't think court
No,
They have disappointed
whether
us.
Yoruba or not, the law is the law.
Which law? Are you aware what happened in Oshu? If not because Nigeria cry, they could have just sack Adeleke out of that place in the name of overvoting, which it did not arise. So I am not going to sit here and analyze all this old stuff, Matthew. Let's talk reality. What is this few months remaining for this year? What are we going to see? The 4 years of maybe Tinubu, what are we going to gain? That's what we will be talking about. Look at Easter. I don't wonder Easter. Everywhere silent, mourning. And this is my first time. Go even Ghana here. You see there, everybody jubilating. My brother, I don't know whether the world is getting an end or the Christians no longer know their right again.
Yesterday, 15 persons burnt to death on
Are you
the
imagine?
highway.
On Easter Day.
Lagos government keep police.
Yes. Where we supposed to be at least celebrating for Easter. When our Lord Jesus Christ raised up, he raised up and they're celebrating. You see killing, burning, mourning. Something is wrong somewhere. People are not eating. They don't. The meaning of Easter, love your brother, love your neighbor. It's the time to healing, and that healing, the Christians. No, how many pastors preaching that again? All money, 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 money. We have lost value. If I was thinking Christians are more than the Muslim, but now the Christian allow Muslim president. That man, we are going down. Nobody is preaching about Jesus Christ. They know Jesus Christ is peace. And look how we are suffering under a Muslim Buhari.
CJN, Kalu, Governor Sumba under preach unity, love, hope, and sacrifice.
Osiba and John never preach unity. I've not. When did I see Osiba and John last? When did I see a Christian pastor, vice president of Nigeria? When did I hear him last? That is a man we put hope for 8 years now. When did you hear Osiba and John last? What is he talking about? He has quiet somewhere. Christians are not happy matter in Nigeria. Christians are supposed to be giving out. That's what Jesus Christ did for your days.
Sacrifice his life.
Yes, sacrifice his life. How many pastors in Nigeria can sacrifice themselves? They only know how to buy car and plane to themselves. Not helping the needy. The Christians now are suffering under this APC 8 years. What are the Christians pastors? Nothing. They only stay for pulpit, preach, collect money to go and buy car, land. Like Redeem. Redeem, you see Redeem. Every corner you go, Redeem. Every house you see, you redeem. But the people are suffering. So pastors, they need to do more. Pastors, they need to wake up. Jesus Christ is not happy. This is not the way we're supposed to serve God. The way serving God is peace, love. Embrace people. Ask people, not only just to share paper. How many people in Nigeria reading paper now? You see them, class embassy sharing notebook. Kali sharing notebook. Is that what we are going to eat? Who cannot eat, cannot read. I'm telling you the truth. So Nigerians, we need to sit down and think this 4 years of this APC again, are we going to survive it?
Somebody is asking, are the banks open? I don't know.
Sir, yeah, the bank is open, but
Today is
it does
Easter
have
Monday.
cash.
Easter Monday now.
Yeah, Easter Monday, no, the bank is not open, it's their holiday, but they have money in ATM. I get to me, and maybe something is, okay, the man want to, okay, Andre, you want to shake body? The bank is open, we can always make a way. Maybe
Mr. Ben said, go and open your own church.
Sir, thank you, Mr. Ben. God bless you. Sir, I am doing my church here. I am preaching. I am saying the pastors should wake up. They are sleeping. Sir, if you go to many churches, noise. At the end, are they really serving Jesus Christ? Hi, we have the highest pastors all over the world in Nigeria. Nigeria go to church all over the world in Nigeria, but the highest sin is still happening in Nigeria. Highest poverty is still happening in Nigeria. Anywhere they really serve God, I don't think poverty will be ravaging people. I get me? Killing will be ravaging people. So something is wrong somewhere. The pastor, they really need to talk. They really need to speak to the government. The only few people I've seen is Reverend Kukah, who is talking, and Oyedepo. The rest are sleeping. I'm telling the truth. So open my church. I'm a church. You are church. We are the church. We need to say the right thing. Let the pastors, who Nigerians, if you check imam, if you check pastors, we have millions of pastors. How many imam do you have? But you see, the Muslims are living fine. Why the Christians are living wretched, which is supposed to be so. I get to be. Jesus Christ, look at Easter. See what's happening in Easter. Are we happy? No. So something is that's why you see we need to talk reality now, not all this old this. What is going on now? What are we going to see in future? In these 4 years? My prayer is that we should pray, whoever is coming. Number one, agenda. You should make sure there's enough food. You don't need to wait for farm. Say people want to plant farm. They are not going to farm. They just collect that money they spend. I get to me. Why don't you open border? Allow food to come in. Then you can now go to farm. When there is food, we don't need to know who is in Asoro.
What is happening now? What's the way forward? Because I don't understand what's happening again.
You can see, thank you, moderator. You don't know what's happening again. What is happening now is that we have a government, APC, who spent 8 years. Nigeria, instead of going up, we come to zero. We still have APC coming on board again. We don't know the kind of problem it's bringing to us. Now, it's left for us to pray hard again and do the right thing. What is the right thing? Well, let's see whether it's going to bring goodness, mercy, food, good health, long life, and peace. Okay. Another thing is that it left for us to pray so that God can touch his heart and do well. So that we can enjoy. When we are enjoying, I don't know whether na bamboo de fasoro, who de fasoro, I don't know. God help us touch us. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay. Can I go? You just come. You can see how I'm profusing. I won't make much time. Can we go?
Kukah to Supreme Court, don't disappoint Nigerians.
Don't disappoint
Nigerians.
Don't disappoint
Well,
Nigerians. Good morning, esteemed viewers. Happy Easter. We are still in the mood of Easter, in the excitement of the hope that was given by the death and resurrection of Jesus, who taught us that we must make sacrifices, of course, for humanity and everyone around us, and we must ensure that nothing good comes easy. So freedom for all must come with a price. And this is the part of the price we are paying to sensitize and educate the people. Yes. Jesus paid a price for the freedom of I and you. And that, of course, is the ultimate price. So if that becomes necessary to salvage humanity, I believe you will not hesitate. Because no nation, no country of the world has enjoyed true freedom without paying for it. So it's a message for Nigerians who are not happy with the system, with the subjugation, marginalization, and oppression by the political class. That it's high time they rise to pay the sacrifice for their emancipation, for their freedom. Other nations of the world are paying the price and are enjoying, of course, the essence of liberty. So we are not free in Nigeria. Jesus has set, of course, the template.
we have to emulate him.
Okay, let's look at like don't disappoint Nigerians. Kukah tells Supreme Court.
Well, that is his opinion, if he's interested in that. But as far as I'm concerned, the government or the president-elect will have a burden, a moral burden of legitimacy. If actually he's swept in, because as far as I'm concerned now, it is a subject of litigation. Not until, of course, the court decides or validates the certificates given to him. We still assume that we don't have president-elect. So if the Supreme Court like, let them do what is good. If they don't like, let them do their own, let them be induced to do whatever they think. But one thing is sure, if Nigeria is boiling, they will have no place to preside as the Supreme Judge. They will have no country. So I'm not begging them or advising them to do the right thing. If they're right, let them do the worst. I don't care. But one thing is very certain. No system can be established on injustice. No foundation built on injustice will stand the test of time. If they like, let them do whatever they want to do. I don't care. But the reality is that justice must be vindicated. The people must be vindicated at the end of the day.
Let's look at on the Easter celebration. CJ and Carlo governors and others preach unity, love, hope, and sacrifice.
I don't know the kind of sacrifice the Shibanjo is asking people to pay. Which other greater sacrifice than the one we have been in, than the one we have been forced into? Is it asking us to pay the sacrifice of the brutality on the part of the security operatives? He presides as the Vice President of Nigeria. You can see the Boko Haram and the Fulani headers have resumed their operation. Which other sacrifice?
Yesterday in Benue State.
Over 400 people has been killed. Is it the sacrifice he wants us to make? As the Vice President of Nigeria, I've not seen him, condoling with the people who lost their loved ones. And how long can we continue to accept this mediocrity? This recklessness and abuse of human rights and life, loss of life. So when the likes of Osibanjo speaks, I think I don't take him serious. He presides under his watch, under this dispensation. Nigerians have lost hundreds of thousands of the citizens without any justification. There's no security for the people. And you are living large at the expense of the masses, at the expense of the taxpayers' money, at the expense of our commonwealth. You see, people are not, of course, imagine Easter Sunday. People were killed on the eve of the Easter. What kind of sacrifice coming from a man who has failed humanity, who has failed the entire Nigerians? After his own dispensation, if I were him, I would have tendered resignation. That is the only thing he would have done, of course, to show that, if I may say, that he still have conscience on his side. So you cannot tell us to pay sacrifice of what? Well, most of Nigerians could not afford a meal in this Easter period. People are hungry and haggard. No succor, nobody cares. Not even the government or the federal government or even the local governments. They don't exist. They are the ones we should demand accountability. That is the greatest sacrifice, the simple sacrifice the masses are demanding on them.
Justice, transparency, accountability.
Accountability, justice, transparency. What stops Osibanjo from calling his principal to order?
Calling the president to order.
Yes. Or talking to the president. We have a professor who, in the helm of affairs, who has somebody who claimed to be a legal luminary, a son, presiding as the vice president of Nigeria. And even under his watch, we have the highest abuse of judicial process, the highest and reckless abuse of fundamental rights of the people. Look at several court injunctions has not been adhered to, have not been obeyed. You see, this government is notorious in terms of violating the court rules, the verdict of the court. Look at El Zazaki, have been incarcerated. You see, because of his religious belief. He belongs to the Shiite. And the purported Sunnis president is now oppressing him. This is just within the Muslim cycle. And the competent courts of jurisdiction have given verdicts in his favor to be released. You see, which is in tandem with the provision of the Constitution that recognize, of course, self-determination and fair hearing. The governments of Osibanjo and Buhari have turned deaf ear. It's been heard within the bars. Look at the leaders of the indigenous people of Biafra. Ohamadike Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, who even the court loudly pronounced unequivocally that he is acquitted and discharged, still be held under detention behind DSS facilities. So what kind of sacrifice is this man calling? Haven't seen the recklessness of this government and this sensitivity. Of course, I wouldn't blame him for insulting our collective intelligence, sensibility.
Okay. Way forward.
It's unfortunate. The only way forward is that people will continue to advocate and demand for justice. That is what happened in Hong Kong. When there are some, of course, unpopular bills were passed. You see, to extradite the citizens of Hong Kong to other, of course, Taiwan or any other country for prosecution. The citizens demanded and protested for more than 7-8 months. Demanding, they placed a demand on the judiciary or the legislature to do away with such, set aside such bills. That it does not protect the interests of the masses. Look at just a little increment in the price of bread. You see, is it Sri Lanka or they went for protest? Protest is a part of civic rights, responsibility of the citizens. But unfortunately, people demonstrating, and you see security operatives who are still suffering the same thing with the masses, killing the masses at will.
Okay.
And nobody, of course, want to caution them. And will continue to suffer this for how long?
Thank you very much.
So my advocacy is that, of course, these people must not be allowed to continue. We must, of course, engage them through civic protests and continue to demand that the right thing be done.
Okay, thank you very much.
As we await the outcome of the presidential litigation,
Okay, thank you.
that will redefine the way forward, whether we are meant to remain.
Okay, thank you very much.
Our Niyi will be, of course, scoring for safety in Benin Republic. I know that is the only way he has visited.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I have a good morning, Master.
Good morning, Christian.
Happy
Having
Easter.
handshake with you is just to tell you happy Easter.
Yeah.
That Jesus Christ died and he resurrected again. That's the happiness of this period. We are all caught within. We are happy because we have victory over death. We can no longer die and die. We can die and live in eternity. We can still die and come back to life. That is the significance, true significance of Easter. So I'm greeting our brothers abroad there, like Mr. Simon. Mr. Simon, happy Easter. Oga Kevin, happy Easter. Chijoke and Wisconsin, happy Easter. Voice Community, happy Easter. Chichimbono, happy Easter. Mommy Nkechi, happy Easter. Mommy Israel in America, happy Easter. Vera Folashade, Akim Olashupo, happy Easter. Kazim, please. Kelly, happy Easter. I'm telling all of you, happy Easter does not mean I don't have in mind if I forgot your name. Emmanuel Green, happy Easter. So, Christian, what do you have for me this morning?
Kukah to Supreme Court. Kukah tells Supreme Court, don't disappoint Nigerians.
Kukah said so.
Yeah.
Mbazulika Amechi, though, is late. Many of them, Iwayang, Baba Adebanjo, the henchman of Afenifere Yoruba Cultural Group. There are many people that can tell Supreme Court, even you and I. Our voices matters. Our voices matter. Nobody is an island. Supreme Court should do the justice. And if justice is being administered, we know the results. It means Nigeria is coming to normal. Good. If justice is being administered, come court May, this tribunal that is coming, electoral tribunal between Obi and Tinubu, I'm telling you, every Nigerian will be doing like this. But if justice goes to the other side, the righteous will go what? Into mourning. But all I know is that Bible says, when the righteous prosper, what do? We keep on rejoicing and praising God and dancing. But when the wicked man is prospering in the land, what happened? Everywhere where go, high school, everywhere joy, symmetry, like saying a symmetry with it. Christian, let me tell you, Kukah has said it all. Matu Hassan Kukah is from Sokoto State, a real house.
Does he have any doubts that they might disappoint Nigeria?
Yes. That's why he said so. He said, please, Judiciary is talking to the Judiciary. He said, do justice to Nigeria. Make sure that justice prevails. The kind of justice I'm talking about is not what Nii, my brother is here now. He's giraffing from where he's standing. Nii doesn't want justice. Kule doesn't want justice.
No.
We know many of them.
It is subjective.
What is justice? I know. Nii asking me the meaning of justice.
I say it's subjective.
It's objective. Justice.
What is justice?
Equity.
Clarity.
Is it justifiable if Tinubu wins at the court?
Thank you so much. Unjustifiable because it's not a winner.
So you are going
He has failed woefully. Tinubu
the
has.
accuser, you are the jury, you are the judge.
Thank you.
What if Tinubu emerges as the winner at the court?
That is the worst injustice. That's the worst injustice in administration. Worst injustice in administration because Tinubu failed during presidential campaign, presidential debate, press interaction. He went there, he did not say anything. He went to Chatham House in England. He did not say anything. He was referring to El-Rufai, referring to Dele Alake. So are these people going to rule Nigeria? He is not competent. That's why he has been dodging many questions directed to him during his campaign. I see, let me tell you, the best justice for us is for us, so that Nigeria issue will be addressed, is for the right winner of the presidential election to take over from Buhari.
What if Tinubu is sworn in?
If Tinubu is sworn in, chaos. And by the way, let me commit another treasonable felony here. There is, as I'm talking to you now, no president-elect. And if Tinubu swear in, Nigeria will be dismembered. No matter how much he's doling out to the military to protect him and his whatever he represents. What should address the state of the nation we are now is for justice to be done to the right direction. To understand, you don't just give that justice to anyhow direction. Let it be, the justice be so responsive to the correct stimuli. Chris, I don't know where you know where I'm going. I'm
know
going
where
to biological.
But you already have your own definition of justice in this
Arena, in this issue.
In this case.
See, justice, equity.
If it goes the other way, it's not justice.
If it goes the other way, it means justice has been swayed. SWAYED. See, how could men wake up early in the morning and have such sad news that Tinubu won an election? Why did they give us that kind of abnormal news at midnight? Why not during the day? We woke up, we found out that Obi has been robbed. And if they try it again, it means that justice has yet again been swayed. If you sway justice, men of timber and caliber are going to lose most of their reasons. Men of timber and caliber, I mean, is not Wole Soyinka. See, Daniel Kalu, I was thinking the man's name in 1994 that tackled Wole Soyinka during Abacha regime. 1 million march for Abacha support. To what? Remove his military garment or khaki to Abada. I regurgitated in a haste yesterday. Daniel Kalu from America, a march against Wole Soyinka. Because Wole Soyinka was trying to tell us that he's a good man. No. What Wole Soyinka said presently has nailed him. I am going personally to meet the literary luminary, or whatever I call himself, literary giant, to challenge him one-on-one. English language is just so language. It doesn't make him a unique person from Kunle, a unique person from all of us here. Now language, it is not a professional distance. If you are a doctor and engineer, it's a professional profession. Do you understand? Professional, specialization, expertise. But English language, you know how to speak it well, does not make you a scientist. You are not different from others. Wole Soyinka has failed woefully. I now begin to appreciate some of the Yoruba writers. Olarotimi William, Olarotimi, the gods are not to blame. Yes, there are many Yoruba writers. I love them now. Because Wole Soyinka, the respect we have been giving that man, he dragged those respects on the mud. From 2015, Wole Soyinka has been on Adachapo, on our gas threats. No, I'm telling you. Yes. Wole Soyinka on Adachapo, on Adachapo. I listen to me. Wole Soyinka is not different from this Kunle you see. Kunle can get a professional job and do well. Ni can get a professional job and do well. Wole Soyinka is dwelling in the bush. That's why his opinion is sounding like somebody that comes from the bush. Listen and listen good. Listen. The true national reconciliation we need now is to do the needful. Okay. Yes, we should give this justice to the real person that what deserves it.
Okay. I think we'll go.
No, my time is too short.
We have 1, 2. Okay. Thank you very much. I have a Okokondem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Yeah, Mr. Christian, morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, God Almighty, I thank thee, I praise your name, I worship you. For giving us the same strength, all of us together here in one mind, in peace, joy, and happiness. I thank thee on behalf of all our fans all over the world who appreciate what we are doing and who do not appreciate what we are doing. I thank thee on behalf of Philip TV, who made it possible for us to have a venue to speak out. I thank thee on behalf of Masin Nnamdi Kanu, who you keep alive up to today in sound head. I thank thee on behalf of Simon Ekpa in Finland, whom you did not allow enemy to apprehend. I thank thee for giving the wisdom to coordinate IPOB autopilot. Father, I thank thee on behalf of Commander autopilot. I thank thee on behalf of ESN autopilot. Oh Lord, be praised, be magnified in Jesus' name. Father, I thank thee on behalf of Putin. I thank thee, oh Lord Jehovah, on behalf of Russia. I worship you, be praised, be magnified in Jesus' name. I thank thee on behalf of Sunday Bohu, Amateku, Odua Republic. Father, be praised, be magnified in Jesus' name. Lord, I thank thee even on behalf of Nigeria, that up to now, we are not like Ukraine. Father, be praised, be magnified in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Father, be glorified. I worship you, I praise you. I thank you for the good health you give not to me. Be praised, be worship in Jesus' name.
Okay.
I am Mr. Paradeni Okokondem in this Republic of Biafra. Lead Mama Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Finland. Long live Finland. Long live citizens of Finland. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Is there a second republic as we're speaking?
Yes, Biafra is a republic.
No. Is there a second republic? You mentioned the word second republic.
Yes, in this second republic, we
Is
are.
there a second republic?
But let me come explain to you. Don't put word into my mouth. Now we have first republic from 1967 to 1970. That's what's first republic. Now military take over. That's a coup against Biafra by British and her allies. They take coup against Biafra and say we are Nigerian. Now Biafra have come again for the second republic of Biafra to what? To institute Biafra again.
Second republic, that's the question.
You are right.
I have explained everything to you.
No, yes,
We have first republic in Nigeria. We have second republic in Nigeria. Now we are in third republic.
Okay, what are the characteristics of the second republic? I can tell you the characteristics of the first republic. What are the features of that second republic?
The future of the second republic. The future of this republic is to emancipate every living soul of Biafra, including him, out of Nigeria. The aspiration of this second republic of Biafra is to set all the whole black man freedom, including him.
You know, say,
he came from Abia State.
His governor is an APC governor.
This is what I'm telling
And
you.
your governor does not support Biafra.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. Is that our demand is to emancipate every Biafra out of Nigeria, to remove APC, Uzodinjo out of Uzodimba, to remove him out of Biafra seat. It's Nigeria. We are trying to emancipate ourselves from him.
You have not answered my question, but let's move on.
Okay.
Okay, Kukah to Supreme Court, don't disappoint Nigerians. I know you will laugh.
My brother Kukah, my elder brother Kukah, my father Kukah, my father in the Lord Kukah, my fellow man of God Kukah. You deserve Supreme Court not to disappoint, but I never know the way you don't want them to disappoint. Is it disappointment when they judge in favor of Tulumbu, or is it disappointment when they judge in favor of Obi? No, it's between. It never clear us where the Supreme Court will judge. There need to be a writing. But let me tell Kukah, if Supreme Judge disappoint Nigeria or judge what Nigeria did not expect, don't blame Supreme Court, because INEC disappoint Nigeria. Nothing happened to INEC. Is it Supreme Court that disappoint Nigeria? Something happened to Supreme Court? No. And we have been seeing non-Supreme Court as people who always disappoint common men, who always disappoint the wish of the masses. Look at Imo State. I still refer Imo State back. The masses of people of Imo State is Yedioha. The vote Yedioha. The Supreme Court disappoint them and give them Uzodimba. Where was Cook at that time? What did he say about it? Nnamdi Kanu, the wish of people for Nnamdi Kanu is to set free. Is to set him free. All over the world, not only in Nigeria, not only in Biafra land. But appeal courts, appeal courts, judge, and the High Court judge set him free. Federal government went back and used Supreme Court to say hold him a bit. Where was Kukah? Kukah did not complain of that one. Now Kukah is expecting election that have been voted and rigged and won. Supreme Court not to do what? Disappoint Nigeria. If the Supreme Court give masses their own will, their own desire, it's a mistake on behalf of Supreme Court. It's abnormal. I say if Nigeria, if they do the right thing in this case and say Obi won, it's a mistake. It's a mistake on their part. It's not normal. It's abnormal of them. But let me tell you, judgment is judgment. Whether they judge against Obi, it's a judgment. Whether they judge against Ifefa Fobi is a judgment. Whether they judge against Tulumbu is a judgment. Whether they judge against Tulumbu or Ifefa of Tulumbu is a judgment. That's what I'm saying. But I will prefer that they judge against Obi. I would prefer that they judge against Obi. Not that Obi is not a winner or Obi is a loser. No. Obi won the election. Everybody saw it.
And he came third.
Yes, we know.
Like he was there to get a fourth person. Fourth came first. Now in Nigeria, first have come third. That's what I'm saying. Why I want them to judge against Obi or against any Igbo man that want to step in on that Aso Rock as a president, for the eyes of Igbo man to open, that they are not part of Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, what I'm saying. But the eye to open that they're not part of Nigeria at all. Look at our culture. Look at our belief. Look at our struggling. Look at our enterprise. In any way, look around. In any aspect, even our intonation, even our dressing, even how we talk to our elders, you will know that Igbo man is completely, Biafrans are completely out from Nigerian system. But they keep us. The British will force us to be in Nigeria for the unity of Nigeria.
Okay. If you say Igbos are out of the system, now groups are endorsing Orji's Okalu for Senate president.
They are the people. They are the people that Biafra want to liberate, so that we will checkmate them. It is trying to be group. Who are the group? APC supporters, enemies of Biafrans. Enemies of Biafra are those groups. This is what we are fighting for Biafra. Because in Biafra, this man like Orji Okalu will never have mouth to the eye. We put him aside where he belongs to. Nobody will kill him. Nobody will molest him. Nobody will insult him. But we will put him where he belongs to. That's what I'm saying. Look at it. He is good. Igbo man is good for Senate president. But Igbo man is not good. Igbo man is not good for president. But Igbo man is good for Senate president. So without that the Senate president is the level where Igbo man can go in Nigeria. That is the level now. That is the level. That's what I'm saying. Now, look at Pastor Osibanjo calling for unity.
Yes. Peace.
Calling for peace and unity. Sacrifice. My beloved pastor, my beloved fellow man of God, Osibanjo, what sacrifice Nigeria we made than the sacrifice of Jesus Christ? What sacrifice I here can make to make peace to be in Nigeria than the sacrifice of Jesus Christ? Who are those that are causing violence in Nigeria? Non-Christians. Non-Christians. Who? Osibanjo is there. Osibanjo failed to do his duty as man of God. This is why God allowed him to be there. To be the eyes of God. But he went there and turned aside. He went there and turned aside. If Osibanjo is serious for Nigerian unity, Osibanjo could have back into praying and fasting as a man of God, as a pastor, as a man who is closer to God, more than ordinary church members. You could have called God, intervene, or invite his fellow pastors. They went to secret prayer and call upon God, not for the destruction of Nigeria, but for the peace of Nigeria. Osibanjo, have you done it? What is the role? My brother, the way I see in this way forward, there's no way Nigeria can be one. We have two Nigerians. We have two Nigerians. Northern Nigeria and Southwest Nigeria are one. South, Southeast, and some part of Kogi, some part of Benue and support of Benue are another nation, Biafra. So there's no way, if we want peace to last on every side, if you want this genocide to stop in Nigeria, if you want this injustice to stop in Nigeria, and to stop in all over Africa, let us allow these people to go. Let us allow Biafra to go. Because without the going of Biafra, Nigeria will never sit up. Without the going of Biafra, Nigeria will never sit up. And without the going of Biafra, we will not know whom are the Biafrans and who are the Nigerians among us. We have Biafra Nigerians, like this Oji Sokalo and Hope Uzodinma, Roger Sokorochan, who know you, and DOS, Chinasanworu, Chike Dozie, Ifani Ejofo. They are the Biafra, no, not Biafra Nigerians, they are Igbo Nigerians fighting against Biafran existence. Okay. Are you okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I am Mr. Paradeni Okokonde in the Second Republic of Biafra. Live by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB of government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Amateku. Long live Oduwa Republic. Long live Sunday Bohu. Long live Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Long live Simon Ekpa. Long live Autopilot. Every group of Autopilot. Long live in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Long live Donald Trump. God save Donald Trump. God save Donald Trump. God save Donald Trump in the name of my Lord Jesus Christ. God save Putin. God save Putin in the name of my Lord Jesus Christ. Amen and amen and amen.
You are trying to build a team of anarchists.
Which anarchists?
Names you are calling now, most of them are anarchists in a way.
Trump is an anarchy.
Most of them,
Trump is anarchy.
Most of them. I just told you, most of them.
Most of them.
We'll have that discussion after the program.
Putin is an anarchy. God forbid. I can never accept their word. They are the right people. They are the right people doing the right thing. Go and check their record. Go and check the cause of Ukraine crisis. Go and check it and tell me who Judiciary is. Those people, other people you regard, they are accord breakers. They are accord breakers. They don't keep their promises. Other people you think that they are good. They're not keeping their promises. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, my friend, come. I said, come here.
Good morning, Christian. Happy Easter.
Yeah, you people did not buy anything for me.
We are both celebrating Easter. We are both.
And
happy Easter happy Easter to our fellow viewers there. Mr. Atonda, kudos to you. God bless you. A great man indeed. An achiever and a silent achiever. Great one indeed for you. We need people like you. So humble. The humility is in you. I appreciate you. We want to appreciate people like Ife. Nevertheless, we've not heard her voice for long. I want to appreciate people like Tina, great mother of Israel. Tina, you are second to none. You are second to none. Anywhere you are, God bless you. God bless your family. It's Kunle that is sending greetings to you. And I want to appreciate all other Jane, Funigas, all the comrades. Udezechima, I have to include you. There is a kind of, will I say, charlatan, because the message he passed through me yesterday was so irritating. That's Oji. Oji, I need to forgive you because that's the limitation where your brain can't carry. Because what you said about my family, I was just making an illustration about the power system in this country, that the generation of the leaders we have been having, they've killed the power system in this country and they put us in blackouts. And I was now illustrating that the generation of coming know what is up NEPA. You turn it to abusive to me. But when I don't look at your name, I believe maybe you may be a son to Clifford Oji.
He's running for
Clifford Oji.
Oji Uzokalo is running for
No, not
Senate
the Kalu, not the Kalu. This is another
I'll
Oji.
ask you a question. Oji Uzokalo is running for Senate presidency.
Yeah, he has a right. He has a right to, he has a right. Everybody, you too, you can even, you have a right to contest for any political terrain because you have to
lobby.
You have to. That is where I'm driving to now. Let him hit the ground running and see how he can turn things around.
Does the terrain favor is the southeast or
actually
the south?
What can really work against Oji Uzokalo is what did he deliver? what did he put on the table before you can ask for support of Senate president?
Remember, Labour Party
What
won his state.
they won the state? That's what I'm saying. He could not deliver. That's why people are trending towards Akpabio. Akpabio deliver his states. Akpabio deliver his constituency. Yes. So to me, I think the hot seat, the what's it called, trend still favor Akpabio than Oji, because Oji himself, nobody know where he stand. He was still with Lawa as of the time of election. He was in alliance with Lawa, and you know Lawa was like anti-process of the APC, anti-president-elect. He was not in support of the president-elect until the halfway when he joined, because he too was a contestant. So he lost woefully. Same thing like what's it called, the Emefiele. Emefiele too was a contestant. I've never seen where a CBN governor on the seat, right, will still be doing a placeholder. So when I didn't be that guy contested, what's it called, presidency. So there will be a placeholder at the CBN, because he did not retire. He did not resign his appointment. He just went on, purchased form, and did the needful. Ngige too was trying to do that, but he quickly backed out from the whole. So Nigerians, they shouldn't be, all these our leaders, they shouldn't be taking us for a ride. They should stop all those, issues there.
Let's move on. Okay, you are saying that Oji Okalo needs to lobby.
It needs
And the chances he has are very slim.
a lot of lobby, because the confrontation with Oji he will have now, the confrontation Oji Okalo will have now is, what did you bring on the table? What did you bring on the table during the election? It brought nothing. To me, it brought nothing. The only one is constituency that he wants to represent in the Senate. But the whole state, Abia, was swept up by, what's it called, OT. That's Labour, the Labour governorship candidate.
Does he deserve it?
Who?
From your own stance.
Who?
Does Oji Okalo deserve the Senate presidency?
It's left for this party. It's left for the caucus of the party to
Osibajo,
caucus.
CJN, Kalu governors, Mba, others preach unity, love, and sacrifice.
Yeah, that's where we want to go. That's where we want to go now. And I will start from our brothers from the southeast. Some bad elements that have turned themselves to fascists. And the fascists that is only fascists. It's only them. It's only their own that is right. It's only their objection their initiative that is right. It's only their wishes that is always right. We should stop that. This is a country of 40 million people, multi-ethnic. So don't just come and impose your own rights on us. We may look at your rights as a wrong move. So we have a right, and we have 86 million voters that have voted Asiwaju. 8.6 million. 8.6. Slipperston. 8.6 million. I even added that 6. Maybe you want to deduct that 6 so that you can go and sell it to Obi. You want to go and sell. You want to go and sell that 6. So I have to quickly add it. That 6.
What did Atiku get?
Give it to us. Atiku got 6 point something million too. Obi got 6 point something. So I'm now looking at how will a third position will come and say he won the election. If not, that guy, that Obi is inciting anarchy in Nigeria. What's wrong with him?
The emergence of Uzodinma. As an example to answer that question.
You say what?
Use Imo State situation to buttress your point that you're just saying.
See, your politics in the south is quite different
the Supreme
from
Court.
the Supreme Court judgment. The turnaround of the third person becoming. Now they must have seen lacuna with from the two leading candidates.
So what is wrong with that Obi becoming third?
Obi cannot never. Obi,
so what is wrong
Obi has no evidence to drop in. He keep jumping. He's a drug baron. Is this? Is that? Obi has not. He's not. He does not. He's witch hunting. He has no evidence in the court of law. Okay. If he has any evidence, he won't be crying foul. The same Obi that is sending his foot soldiers. It's fascist foot soldier to be diminishing somebody's character. Chief of Supreme Court judge, the Ariwala. That's the level these people have gotten to. Rotten level. Can you imagine? You say you believe in court, Supreme Court.
Adewale cannot
You
tell
went
a
to
lie.
court and you are still
Adewale from Southwest, he doesn't lie.
the presidential elect.
No, he
You
cannot
try
lie
to diminish
from
him.
Southwest.
You try to diminish him,
Kule,
but God shut them. God shut their mouth up.
you are not
That
representing Nigerian youths.
a rejected
You are
stone
not
can
representing
turn to
Nigerian
a
youths.
cornerstone. Are you a Nigerian youth?
You are not
Or a
representing
Biafra?
Nigerian
You are a
youths
Biafra
at
youth
all.
now. You are a Biafra youth.
Let's
You said,
move on, let's
I
move
look
on.
at you as a Biafra youth, not a Nigerian.
No, it is evident.
Because it's evident that that Biafra blood is in you.
Kukah to Supreme Court, don't disappoint Nigeria.
Don't disappoint Nigeria. Somebody like Kukah, Reverend or Bishop Kukah,
Yes.
I think he should drop that garment
No,
of
what-
religion.
what he
No,
said.
no, no. I know him very well.
Okay.
I know Bishop Kukah. It's not today. It's not yesterday.
We all know him.
We all know him. I think he wants to start from where Bishop Oyedeko stopped from. And you know they are both bishops.
Pass the baton to him.
You know, maybe he has passed the baton.
What did he say that is wrong?
Bishop Kukah should stop being partisan. He's a bishop of the.
How is he partisan?
It's quite partisan. You
How?
will see. By their fruit you shall know them. By their fruit. You don't tell me about Kukah. I've been monitoring Bishop Kukah for long. That was how the government shut him down the other time. They shut him down. That you are above what you are doing. Have you ever heard Pastor Adeboye involving in politics? I was in camp on Friday. That's a good man of a real man of God.
Influential pastor.
He has all this influential. The governor of this is it Akwa Ibom? What's it called? Udom. Udom was in the camp. Nobody play any political issues. They didn't even recognize much him. They didn't recognize much of him. Why are these bishops? Why are these bishops? Why are these bishops? Why are these bishops? They want to start what they cannot finish. They want to start, bringing in religious issues into our politics. Where were they? Where were they when the OP was saying all these anti-government statements that what did they come out? Did they come out and talk? And everything is going tribal stroke religious issue now. Look at Chinamanda. What's it called? What's the lady called? The lady should go and learn from the regiment. They should go to the literary. They should go to the literary. They should go to the literary. Oh, this noise is just iPod noise. Please stay away from me, iPod man. So Chinamanda should go and learn from the rudiment. I think he should start climbing. He's too young for that. He's too young for that level he's taking, for that route he's taking. Chinamanda is too young for that route he's taking. He should go and learn from his guy at the top, which is Wole Soyinka. Where was Chinamanda? Maybe she was still inside her mama womb when Soyinka has been an activist against the government of the day. He was in.
Chinamanda Papa self no fit talk.
He no fit talk to Wole Soyinka. Chinamanda Papa, he find her father. Who is Chinamanda? Chinamanda, same thing. Same thing. Chinamanda did. Same thing. Enviness. Say why? When somebody pass you. Give it to the person. What? They so tribal. Everything's one thing tribal. And you, Chinamanda, you rejected an honorary degree. I mean, what's it called? They want to bestow on him
Is it
this
crime?
thing. He has no mouth to be talking. He should leave. He's not in Nigeria. He's not a patriotic.
Tenny also.
Which Tenny? Which Tenny?
Tenny also.
Tenny
puts
home.
an attitude.
Tenny collected. Tenny did not
Puts an
reject.
attitude.
Tenny did not reject. Why Tenny is doing that? Because they killed his father. His father was a retired colonel. He owns a school in Solo there. But the circumstances that his father was killed, pain him. That trauma was in him. But with Chinamanda, or what's her name? I don't even remember her name. Chinamanda, that is nowhere to be found. He rejected national honor, and now you are not gambling. Just see how low the guys, the ladies stood. He was now writing US. What concerns us with America? What concerns us with issues? You should stay in America and keep short of keep short. Keep short. She should keep short.
Okay. Tight security as worshippers congregate 10 months after our attack.
Yeah. Good to hear that good news. I mean,
What are the lessons learned?
We've learned a lot of lessons that we should always be vigilant. you know, as a Christian, we should always be vigilant.
With what? How?
You can be vigilant. And then
No, tell me how.
Anyway, there can be security devices around you to monitor intruder,
So-
any intruder coming.
Okay.
You know, there are a lot of other ways you can be profiling. Majority of your, you know, where your worshippers, you can be profiling them. You get what I'm saying? So they say once bitten, twice shy. You know, such 40 souls cannot just be lost like that, and they will still think they will start doing the normal way of worship in that place. There must be vigilance. There must be, you know, uprightness, and there must be profiling of anybody, a new faces coming to the church. You know, there's a way you acclimatize with
Sort
someone.
of a new convert.
A new convert. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know
there are
that people
people
see the
that there are people that are very sound in that level of profiling people, profiling somebody's identity. You definitely know. So church shouldn't just be hopeful for any dick and narrow to be entering, especially in that whole world now. You know, because the ones spitting twice, if they don't want that such thing to repeat itself, they should now be vigilant. And I could see the new model, you know, design of that church. At least in our own language, they say Ile Oba Tojo Ewa Lobuku. That's a palace that's been burnt. It's going to add more, architectural, you know,
For so many for that attack.
No. A palace that got bombed will bring more glamour to that palace when they rebuild it. That means the architectural design will be more bigger and more luxurious and, you know, all sort of things. So that's the slang. So to me, they should let us rest in this country. All those people making troubles all around. And who are these people? They are the disobedient. And that is why Wale Soyinka called them fascists. Yeah, so and they are real fascists to me. Because it's their own autocracy. You know, anything they say is what must stand. They want to tell them.
You know him.
I know him very. He is my brother. He is my brother, and he will always be my brother because his attitude is so moral. He has a good moral. Patriotic Nigeria.
Good morning,
Christian, quickly before we start, I just want to be sure. I want to confirm something for you.
Okay.
When Okokondem was here speaking, he said you are a Biafran. So I need to hear from you, from the horse's mouth. Are you a Biafran?
You don't put me up on.
I just want to be.
I will
want to be
reveal
sure.
to you at the back.
At the back.
Then you can come tomorrow and express it.
All right.
Let's move on.
Good morning, happy Easter Monday to every one of you. Over the weekend, Nigeria scored 2 victories. Chukwueze scored 2 goals
That
to defeat
wonderful goal.
wonderful, beautiful goal from a patriotic Nigeria. That was wonderful. Mwah. Then secondly, Israel Adesanya knocked Pereira out to reclaim his mandate, his belt, his championship and all that. Kudos to all Nigerians out there who are trying to make this country to be great.
Okay, let's move on with what Kukah is saying now. Let me get your own.
What did Kukah say?
Supreme Court,
Don't disappoint Nigeria. Now, this is a satirical statement. This is a statement that can lead to chaos. Now, Kukah needs to actually withdraw that statement and then rephrase it. How do I mean? What do I mean? You said, court, don't disappoint Nigeria.
That means court.
What do you mean by that?
That means court can't.
Now, what do you mean? Nigerians have 2 opinions right now. Some are clamoring for Obi. Some are what? Clamoring for Tinubu.
And some are clamoring for.
And some are clamoring for Atiku. So what do you mean?
Who are the Nigerians?
So which section are you discussing about?
I asked him
now
question. He
now
answered me. He said that Nigerians are, when the court does what is right, is doing the right thing for
the court.
Nigerians
The
that
court.
are thinking right.
Now the court will definitely do the right thing. All right. We know that Tinubu has less than 8 days to respond to the petitions written against him. Now the court doing the right thing. Is it the right thing for them if after every evidence is provided and to stamp Tinubu's legitimacy of being the president-elect? Is that what it means by doing the right thing, or is it the other way? It's an open statement that is a recipe for crisis.
Interpreted.
You understand? So I do not expect that from a well-learned man, from a man like Kukah, who we know is an advocate for peace. Do you understand? And this is why I said that before we go into this court thing, Now, take for instance, Raphael. You are going to the court with just one mind.
Premonition.
You are going with just one mind. You have an assumption that it has to be me. It's not possible. You cannot be the accuser. You cannot be the jury and the judge. It doesn't make any sense. Then you don't have to go to the court. Because you going to the court, you are now saying emphatically, just as the vice of Obi has said, that if the outcome does not favor them, then Nigeria must come to an end. That is a treasonable
He
effort.
said the constitution, if they don't go through
My brother, no matter how you want to paint it,
Democracy.
no matter how you want to paint it, he said Nigeria's democracy will come to an end.
that's the end of democracy.
What was that supposed to mean? And this was what prompted the professor, the one and only Lobo Laureate, the first in Africa, the only one we have in Nigeria so far, to coin that word that these guys are showing traits of fascists. It doesn't make any sense.
One of Chimamanda, let's look at Chimamanda and the professor.
Why do you want me to drag? Why do you want me?
When Kule was talking about
I'm going to
Chimamanda,
drag. I'm going to look at that
Kule-
beautiful lady. You want me to drag her leg?
No, you are in
Listen,
democracy, you
no
can drag-
matter
you can
what.
drag her.
Listen, no matter what. There's only one thing that is inherent, and that is your what? Your state of origin. Look, listen. Religion is transient. When people complain about religion, sometimes I laugh over it. If I tell you I used to be a Muslim, now I'm a Christian. Now, there's nothing that would tell me that you cannot be a Muslim tomorrow. But there's one thing and one thing alone. You cannot change your origin, which is you being a Biafra. You cannot do that. You are an Igbo, whether you be either be called an Igbo Muslim or you cannot change that fact. But your religion is transcendent. Tinubu can become a Christian tomorrow. Shetima can become a Christian tomorrow. Listen, Kukah. Obi can turn to a Muslim tomorrow. Nothing you do about it. But Obi cannot change his religion. He cannot change his ethnicity. He will always remain Igbo, which is Igbo. So let us put aside this issue of religion, because our religion is a tool that has used to suppress our mindset. Now, Christians have been more of a president since the Fourth Republic. We have more Christians on the seat of presidency. What have they done? What have they done? In the East, in the whole of East, all their governors has been Christians. Tell me how the development in East is like. How is the development in the East? Are they proud of it? So forget this religion issue. So Adichie, talking about
What are the
Adichie.
debates? The debates are between Soyinka and Ahmed.
No, come on, that was an unfair. That was an unfair call.
The professor called for.
That's an unfair call. Wale Soyinka just took it there. You know, he doesn't need to bring himself down. Him debating with Dati,
I think he was angry.
it's unbelievable. Do you understand? And Dati has actually responded that he can't actually debate with Wale Soyinka. That he would rather debate with Wale Soyinka's preferred candidate, which is assumed to be Tinubu. And meanwhile, Wale Soyinka
Do you know his preferred candidate?
no, he said he would rather debate with Wale Soyinka's preferred candidate, which is presumably Tinubu. Meanwhile,
Everyone assuming.
no, that is what they are saying.
Okay.
That is what the majority are saying. But Wale Soyinka has said that he talked down Tinubu when Tinubu approached him. That's like 5 years ago. He talked that article that you guys should step aside. Let us have fresh blood. But Tinubu said that no, he has his own quota to contribute to Nigerians' development.
Okay. Let's look at groups endorse Kalu for Senate President. Let's look at his chances. Or the chances of the Southeasterner. Imagine.
Now listen, in the South, look on your platform, in the comment section. Do you people want Senate President? The Southeasterners on your comment section. Do you deserve the Senate President? Now let me take that away. If they want to give you guys as a gift Senate President, do you guys want it? I was on a platform this morning, a very popular media station. The majority of the commentators said that Southeast do not want the Senate President. That they are against Ojuzo Kalu because Ojuzo Kalu was a former convict. Now this is someone that we know is so influential in the Southeast, but they said they don't want him. They said that they don't want anything to do with FPC. And let me remind you a famous quote that Tinubu said when he went to Anambra. He said, in the Southeast, if you guys do not align to APC, you guys will always end up having a soaked sliced bread. That is what you guys will have to chop. He said, was it in Imo? He told them that, listen, APC, the Easterners, the Igbos, if people do not align with the center, if you don't align, what you have to yourself at the end of the day is a soaked You know when they soak bread for water?
Can you explain that?
Now let me tell you what that means is that you would only have tiny piece of the national cake.
I'm an Easterner. You're a Westerner.
Now, as an Easterner.
No, I want to engage you. We pay for light.
Yes,
same rate.
Yes.
Fly on the same road.
Yes.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You go to the market, I go to the market, the same price. So I just want to extrapolate.
Now let me extrapolate. As an Easterner that you are, in Nigeria, in Nigeria, we know we have, for you to attain a position politically, you need to go through a vehicle. Now, these vehicles are political parties. You know, the most significant vehicle that we know that the Easterners have always aligned with is PDP. Majority of them aligned with PDP. Now, something happened last year, you know, which hijacked majority of those guys that are aligned with PDP to Labour Party. You understand? The ruling party APC, we know that majority of the Easterners don't want to align with that for whatever reason they have. Now, come to the West and go to the North. Which party do they align with? They align with APC. And as of today, which party won their election, the presidential election? Convincingly, APC won it. Now, the APC are thinking of maybe zoning that Senate president to Ojus Okalu. Yet, majority of the indigenous of that eastern region are saying they don't need it. They are playing politics with emotions. And politics is a game of interest. You have to what? Listen, it doesn't make any sense that everybody faces one way in politics. There has to be a divide. In the West, look at the West. I mean, you can see the plurality there. Like some places, they vote for Labour Party. Some states, PDP won. Do you understand? And then in some places, APC won. Look at the North. Look at the diverse voting pattern. But you go to the East, it is like you know when you go to the East, basically in the East, because that is where we had about 90% vote score from. You know, so you look at that. This is kind of an occultic kind of a thing. You know, because that voting pattern can only be pushed by ethnic sentiments. My brother.
Is it wrong?
Yes, it's wrong. My brother.
No, listen.
No. Let me, bro. It is totally wrong. It is totally wrong.
I wish I can call Mr. Martin to come and engage you now.
Unfortunately, he's not here. Let me tell you why it is totally wrong. Wrong. Because everybody keyed into that fact. Because it is ethnic sentiment. Listen, numbers do not lie. If you need interpretation of that voting pattern, you just go and check the map. Look at the heat maps. Look at where Obi got. Obi is from the East, and 90% of the vote he got is from the East. There's only one thing that you need to tell me. It is they voted for him because it's from that region. Look at it. Why Tinubu lost in Lagos? You can confidently say that. You can confidently this guy, as he did popular, he still loser. Then you should know that there's something going on there because people saw that. Because they have diverse kind of mindsets. And that is what makes democracy beautiful.
Okay. Thank you very much, Danny. Our time is gone. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah, with that, we've come to the end of the program this morning. Please click on the like button. Click on the like button so that we can have more reach to other people. Once again, thank you for watching, for being part of the program. Everyone that have been supporting the reviewers, and also God bless you. Happy Easter once again. I'm Christian Chuku. Thanks for watching, all of you watching. Till tomorrow for another wonderful, exciting edition of the program by Standards and News. Bye for now.